right, Dallas getting ready to host and kick things off. We heard about Rick Neuheisel. Why don't we hear from Coach Neuheisel, who's with Jake Butt?
Well, Coach, you're back coaching in the spring league. What's this experience been like for you?
Coach is coach. You know, it's like putting the band back together. It has been an absolute blast. I'm really thankful for the opportunity. And we got a bunch of great young players that are all hoping to grab that brass ring. Should be a great day.
Well, your team's kicking off a new season today. What are the expectations for your team?
Well, they're going to play for first place. We're going to play for first place. And it starts today. I know Kevin Sumlin's a terrific coach. We're 1-1 against each other. He at Houston and I was at UCLA. This is the rubber match.
All right, it's a tiebreaker. Thank you, Coach. Good luck.
All right, well, there is Kevin Sumlin back on the sideline.
I will tell you, guess who was in the booth for one of those in 2011? Yours truly.
Really?
I called that game. That's right, UCLA at Houston way back in the day. These two guys are a couple of my favorite coaches to cover. So honest. They do a great job. You know you're going to see quality offensive football, and I'm sure we're going to see some here today.
And both guys have a tradition of developing quarterbacks as well.
That's exactly right.
As we get you all set for UFL kickoff weekend, presented by New Era. Houston won the toss. They're going to receive. Jalen Moreno Cropper back deep, ready to get things started. Colton Thieker kicks it off. And this game is underway. Moreno Cropper slip. And so Houston will get the ball first. We'll get our first look at Nolan Henderson.
Yeah, Nolan Henderson is a guy that, like I said in the open, a bit of a point guard here. 57%, 9 games with Houston, all the way back since 2024. But he had that shoulder injury right when he was about to grab the reins of this team. Now it's his team, and he's got the opportunity here. I love these opportunities. You know, Kurt, there's only so many times you can go out there and be a day one starter, and so this is just a tremendous opportunity for Henderson and his bunch.
First play right to the air and completes it out to Justin Hall. And Hall was the leading receiver in the league last year. Makes the grab, short gain. Who should we keep our eye on today besides Hall?
Well, he's one of them. You know, he led the UFL in receiving a year ago. John Trey Kirkland comes in from San Antonio. He led the UFL 2 years ago in catches. 2 electric guys on the outside. And then this Dallas defense, I think they've got a potential to be one of the better defenses in the league. Tayshawn Bauer up front, Taco Charlton. These guys can get after the passer.
7-4. Jalen White, his first carry. And he's going to be stopped about a yard short, third down.
Those 2 wide receivers that we already touched on, we've already seen Hall touch the ball once. It's about how many times you can get them the football and how creative you can be doing it. You saw that little flip out there to Hall to start with, but here on third down, you've got to be looking to one of those 2. Those are your guys that I think are going to be your most reliable players on the outside for Houston.
Ready. 180. Wait on.
Officially 3rd and 3. Henderson tripped up before he could get back to the line of scrimmage by Dominique Davis. And a successful defensive start for the Renegades.
Well, like I said, I think this is could be one of the better defenses in the league. And Henderson here, he drops back and he's looking left and he comes off of that. And then he thinks he's got a lane, but you can tell that Dominique Davis was just kind of waiting for him to run. And he was able to just get enough of Henderson to bring him down before the line to gain.
And so Mike Rivers on for the first punt of the afternoon. Back deep is Drake Stoops, son of longtime coach Bob Stoops. Drake just shy of the 25-yard line. And so here comes Austin Reed and the Renegades.
I tell you, this guy had one heck of a season back for Western Kentucky in 2022. Nearly 5,000 yards, just over 4,700 yards, led FBS ahead of names like Caleb Williams, Michael Penix, Drake May. This guy can sling it. And on the outside, they've got some guys that can go get it as well. Drake Stoops, who caught that punt, he'll be in the slot. You've got guys like Greg Ward. I'm really excited to see this Dallas offense.
On the turbo, ready? Same, Tom Brady saying.
One of the more diverse offenses in the league.
Yeah. Here we go. 180. 180 said hi. side. Turbo set.
Stoops in motion, they hand it off. Merriweather, his first carry, nowhere to go. Wrapped up before he even got back to the line of scrimmage by Anthony Hines, one of the better defenders in the league.
Yeah, he really is, and he'll be one of our players to watch. On the offensive side, I already mentioned Greg Ward. This is a guy that can go get it. Remember, he had that 53-catch year with the Eagles back in 2020. Denzel Mims, he's a former second-round pick on the outside. And then Anthony Hines and Rashard Lawrence. These guys are very good players. Hines, he comes over from D.C. He was top 15 in the UFL in tackles, always around the football.
Two tight ends in the game on 2nd and 11. Reed going deep. Perfectly thrown and caught. Tyler Vaughn's big play right out of the gate for Dallas.
I'll tell you, they're going to go quick here, but I want to show you just a great movement in the pocket from Austin Reed. Watch Reed as he gets back deep into the pocket. Big play action. Watch him scoot up right there. He just shuffles up, keeps his eyes down the field. Beautiful ball over on the right side, and Tyler Vaughan catches it in stride.
59 yards on the play.
Turbo side.
From the 18. Quick pass out to the slot. Pass caught by Denzel Mims, former Jet.
I'll tell you, Tyler Vaughan's is a guy on the outside that I probably should have highlighted to begin with. Look at that little move, the subtle move to the outside, then he gets to the inside. He was working against Quentin Newsom. Newsom played his college ball in Nebraska, but that was beautifully thrown, and Vaughan's can go get it down the year. Big year last year, 41 catches. This is his 4th year with Dallas, and I think he could have a big year.
Hey,
We talked about Justin Hall, the receiver for Houston, leading the league last year. Tyler Vaughan was 2nd among wide receivers in catches.
Turbo side.
Reed with good protection. Up top, towards the end zone, broken up, incomplete. Intended for Stoops, but good coverage there by the secondary.
Yeah, Carlton Johnson was all over him there in the slot. It's a good route, and Reed, he's got the route that he wants. He's got man-to-man with Drake Stoops out of the slot, and he's looking that way the entire time, and he delivers the ball right on the outside. Boy, it just goes right off his hands, but you see the timing with Carlton Johnson. Gets into that contact right when the ball goes off of the fingers of Stoops.
Hey, we gotta go. Turbo set.
Good protection again on 3rd down. That's a little too hot for Merriweather. He had him, but put a little bit extra on it.
I tell you, this is one of those times as a quarterback, you just have to be aware of who you're throwing to. And as you get a back going over the middle of the field, you can't give them the heater. You know, you got to take a little something out. You got to give them the changeup, because those backs, I don't want to disparage, but they don't have the best hands. You know, we're not talking about Christian McCaffrey out there, right?
And maybe first drive excitement there for Reed. 33-yard field goal attempt by Thieker. He hasn't kicked a field goal since 2021 when he was in junior college. And he misses his first attempt. Went to Washington State, was a kickoff specialist there. And he's got to get back in the rhythm. So the opening drive winds up in no points for both teams, despite the big pass from Austin Reed. I tell you, Dallas, they're explosive on offense, but they get no points, and we're still scoreless.
Let's go. Game on. Game on. Game on. We coming strong.
Well, the brand new season of the UFL is just kicking off this weekend, and 5 teams are back in the same markets, even though the 2 teams we have today, the Renegades are now the Dallas Renegades, and the Gamblers are the team from Houston now. But there are 3 new teams in Orlando, Louisville, and Columbus, and a lot of first-time head coaches around the league as well. Joe?
I think that there's a great mix of first-timers like we had a night ago with A.J. McCarron and Chris Redmond. You've got some guys that are seasoned veterans like we have here today with Rick Neuheisel over there on the Dallas sideline and Kevin Sumlin over on the Houston sideline.
Henderson. And it's picked off. Ajane Harris. And that's what he does. Stephen Jones, pardon me, gave it to the wrong guy. Still The result is a pick six, and Dallas is on the board first.
Well, Henderson just totally stares down the wide receiver over on the left side, and Stephen Jones is able to just step in front of this ball. First of all, it's a bunch set, so he's going to play off. You can see his eyes are not only on the wide receiver, but also in the backfield because of that formation. And that ball was thrown a touch late and behind the intended wide receiver, trying to go to Jalen Moreno-Cropper. And that's an easy pick six for Stephen Jones, and something that this Dallas team did so well a year ago. Again, this is one of the better defenses in the league. They rushed the quarterback so well. Last year, 27 sacks. And here's Stephen Jones able to pick it off and go to the end zone.
Here we go.
31-yard touchdown. They're going to go for two from the 2-yard line. And it's a wildcat play. Greg Ward, the former quarterback from Houston, tried to take it in, now wide receiver, but no success. Still, the touchdown gives Dallas the first points of the game. Stephen Jones with the pick six. A Jones making something happen in Dallas. It's 6-0. The pick six, you get an interview on the sideline with Jake Butts.
All right, Stephen, take us through. What'd you see on that play? And for the viewers at home wondering, what does it feel like to have a pick six?
Okay, it was a tight formation. Some things we caught a key on during the early weekend practice. I just trusted my coaches, trusted the guys behind me, read my reads, and made the play, man. 6 for 6, man. One of the best feelings in the world. You need to get you one.
All right, thank you.
Number 6 with the pick six. Quick interview, and now you got to go back out, right?
Got to get you one, man. Listen, I don't know if Stephen Jones knows this or not, but none of us have his athletic abilities.
Hey, he made it pay. Moreno-Cropper with return. Now, under 30, a little pushing and shoving afterwards, and so Nolan Henderson, we'll find out if he can calm down after.
Well, yeah, we'll see the answer here, but he's going against a defense I continue to say that I think could be one of the better defenses in the league. They're really good up front, but their two corners I think are the top corner duo in the UFL. Stephen Jones and Ajane Harris. Stephen Jones, he's doing what he did in college. He had 4 pick sixes in his college career at App State. He had 3 when he was an All-American in 2021. Then you've got Harris on the other side. The Renegades, I'm telling you, they've got really good edge players, and that's why I think it's going to be tough to move the football on them.
Quick pass on the draw play, and it falls incomplete at the feet of Armani Rogers.
Well, now it's time to try to just calm down for Nolan Henderson. You know, and they also told us that they want to get Hunter Deckers, their backup quarterback, some time, and it won't be a shock if they each get a little time. And clearly here in the opening, 6 minutes, 5.5 minutes, Nolan is operating a little quick. You can tell that adrenaline has not left his body, and he's certainly not in rhythm right now.
Absolutely needs to settle down here. See if this helps. Almost picked off by Harris this time.
Well, that's the opposite corner I'm talking about. And here, Henderson, he's trying to get a bit of a half roll off of the play action. And he's going to come out here right there, right? But watch, Harris just sits on the route. And if this ball is a little behind him, which it is again, they're going to have a chance at that. And he really should have brought that one in. He's got both hands on it. It looks like Moreno-Cropper just got his hand in there to break that one up.
180! Wait, Sean!
Henderson on 3rd and 10. Being pressured. Throws on the run along the sideline.
You just need 1 foot in bounds. We'll see if Hall was able to catch that. I don't know if he was.
Haven't seen a ruling yet.
I don't think he got a foot bounce. So it's not 2 feet, it's 1 foot. So it mimics the college rule. We'll see. He's going to have control right there, but feet off the ground and clearly out. So an incompletion there for Houston.
And they bring on the punting unit in Mike Rivers.
I know you don't know me.
Well, 3 possessions, 2 3-and-outs, and a pick six. A slow start for this Houston offense. Drake Stoops trying to get Dallas in good field position. We'll find out what Reed can do with his second opportunity here in this Texas tussle right on the outskirts of Dallas, where the Renegades are on top early.
When you're talking identity, what you want is aggressive and confident. Offensively, we want to attack. And it matches with the name Renegade. We're coming after you.
Play fast, play with tempo. I'm kind of known as a spread tempo dude. In a few words, what would our offensive identity be? Score points. That's 2 words, important words.
However many words you got to use, as long as you score points, which their defense has done so far, despite them being aggressive out of the gate.
That's Noel Mazzoni, the offensive coordinator, and he's been around the block.
On the turbo, right?
And this is a guy that has coordinated a lot of successful offenses through the years, college level, here in the spring leagues and the UFL as well. And I think he's got a chance to have a pretty good offense here with Dallas. This is going to be a good team.
Reed, that ball tipped at the line of scrimmage, falls incomplete. Keon Bars, I think, was the guy who got a hand on that.
Hey, Benz. 50. Benz. 50. Turbo set.
Reed with time, threw that one a little high, still caught after juggling it by Tyler Vaughns.
TV.
Good concentration by Vaughns to stay there. 23 yards on that.
Yeah, really good player, and this is great concentration. This ball's thrown just a little high and behind him, and he's able to get his hands on it and then catch that tip almost to himself. Good read right there from Austin Reed.
Brady.
And they're able to move the ball up to the 45.
Vaughns 2 catches.
Gotta go.
72 yards.
Turbo set.
Lorenzo Lingard, big hole. Boy, that hole got closed up pretty quickly, but he was that close to breaking it.
Copy. Vic.
Same play, copy and paste.
Turbo set.
Control V, no.
Big hit. Reed made the completion out to his tight end, Anthony Hines. We talked about a big hitter. He's been one of the best in this league for a little while. Made Seth Green pay.
Well, instead of Control V, we need a Control C. Delete. My goodness, that's not a throw you got to make right there. I mean, he's totally covered up.
Hey,
he's lucky that ball didn't get popped up and it's going the other direction. Great defense right there. Kevin Sumlin loving it on the opposite sideline.
51. Hey, we gotta go. Turbo set.
No, because they crossed the 50-yard line. Keep in mind they cannot punt. And that ball swatted out. Live football.
We got it.
And Houston is signaling they recovered. Charlie Thomas was the guy who got in and knocked it away.
Really on the field is a fumble recovered by the offense. 4th down.
All right, Dallas holds on to it, but again, because they crossed the 50, they
Dallas cannot punt the ball.
That's exactly
across midfield during this drive.
Once it crosses the 50, even if you take a negative yardage play, then you're still in the no punt rule. And so here, after the ball pops loose, now they're going to be in a 4th and forever.
Hey, dual right, Baltimore on the turbo, ready.
Here, if you're Reed, this is.
Hey, E-Man.
I think, Kurt, that you've got to just throw this ball down the field and hope that Houston doesn't make a smart play and just picks it off like a punt.
Lorenzo Lingard out of the backfield. They're going to be stopped short of the first down. They will turn it over on downs. And so it'll be good starting field position right about midfield for Houston. The question is Henderson ready to take advantage of it? Can he? He struggled so far. All right, Houston's back on the field. And it looks like a change at quarterback. They said they wanted to see both guys. We'll get an opportunity. Nolan Henderson, not successful. 8 yards in the first 7 plays. So Hunter Deckers now comes in. Henderson will watch from the sideline for at least a little bit.
Decker spent last season on the Saints practice squad. Probably known more for being Brock Purdy's backup at Iowa State early in his career.
The lefty makes the completion, and that's out to Moreno Cropper. Let's go down to Jake Buck.
Yeah, guys, immediately after that near second interception by Henderson, Coach Sumlin made the decision to go with Hunter Deckers, and I also got word that they're going to explore some double moves with how aggressive these Dallas defensive backs have been, try to hit him over top with how quickly they're triggering.
Well, we'll give Deckers an opportunity here first. Throws it out again. 2 for 2 so far. Cam Sutton, the tight end, fighting his way out across the first down marker.
That's a couple of nice completions there for Deckers, and this is when you've got to come in and just kind of right the ship and calm everybody down as the backup quarterback and just make sure all those 10 guys in the huddle know, like, hey, you know, like, we're fine.
Liz, Belly, Leo, X, Indy, all one ready?
We're under control. Let's just continue to go out there. Let's execute. I'll put the ball in the right spots. That's the confidence that you need to exude in that huddle for your other 10.
Ready.
First down from the 39. Another quick pass and good move after the catch by Moreno Cropper to get 11.
Yeah, the timing there is much better. You know, we saw Henderson be late on a couple of throws outside. Watch this ball. It is thrown right on time. Jalen Moreno Cropper, he's going to turn around, ball on his chest right away. That allows him to create yards after the catch. Timing plus ball placement equals yards after the catch.
And he seemed to kind of change the energy for Houston offensively as well. Well, Marani throws it, and Moreno Cropper comes back, makes the catch. Short gain on that play, but another completion, 2 yards.
Good rush, but Deckers was able to step away from it, get himself a little bit of space, and then find the completion to Moreno Cropper on the outside.
Trips right, 26, Y stick, Sally. Y stick. Sally.
Y stick is just an out route to the tight end. Right, so this is what you're looking at. This is Y stick. He's got to clear out right here.
Deckers a little too high coming out of the backfield for Kirk Merritt. That's his first incompletion in 5 attempts.
So here, keep that in your back pocket. Sally means screen.
Trey left open, F bunch. Trey left open bunch. Hey, we had Trey left open bunch. F left, 26, Denver. F Reed. I got you. Go. 26, Reed, you're good. Ready.
Justin Hall in motion on 3rd down. Deckers led him just a little too much.
Dallas is able to get the stop here, and now Houston will have an opportunity for a field goal. That one just thrown a little bit early. Just the timing of that Houston offense just not quite yet with these quarterbacks. Kevin Sumlin's got to get these guys to calm down, play with the rhythm of the offense.
That's on me. I just didn't want him to undercut. That was a good route. I got to put that on you.
John Hoyland on for a 44-yard attempt. You see his long in Wyoming, 56 yards. That one, no trouble whatsoever. And so Hunter Deckers comes in the game, settles down this Houston offense, and they get points. It's a 6-3 ball game late in the first quarter.
I thought you had that corner too. A little more air. Hey, kick off okay. Earlier with your feet and more air. You smelled it out. You knew what you had.
Man, I liked it. Okay, that's a bad. That's
Give the
I get
ball.
you.
Then you're trying to throw it over this guy, and he's standing right there.
I see.
We got hats on everybody in there.
Austin Reed is a guy that Rick Neuheisel told us he believes genuinely that he could play 10 years in the NFL. Just needs a little coaching.
Well, you can see that already early in this game here in the first quarter. There's elements there of really good play. I loved when he got a little pocket work, got himself to a place where he could complete that ball down the field to Tyler Vaughns. The play that Rick Neuheisel was talking about was that miss to Drake Stoops in the end zone.
Renzo Lengen giving him good field position, just shy of the 40-yard line, so Reed will go to business from there. And this is a kid, St. Augustine, Florida grew up, 0 star coming out. So he wound up going to West Florida, winning a national championship there. Transferred to Western Kentucky, set all those records, and spent the last couple of preseasons with the Chicago Bears.
And again, when you're stuck in that situation where you're just kind of a preseason guy, maybe a practice squad quarterback, you need reps. You need game reps. That's something you just never get. You can't become a better quarterback just practicing. You've got to get out there and actually operate an offense, and that's why this is such a great opportunity.
Merriweather out of the backfield. A little stiff arm and a couple of extra yards afterwards. Marvin Mooney thought he had him, but he delayed that for a bit. 7 yards on the game.
Okay, so this is one of those things there's like, this is just excellent stuff that doesn't show up on a box score. So watch, you're just getting a screen or a little slip pass right out here to the left side. Look at that ball right in front of the wide receiver, so he can just run through it. Ellis Merriweather doesn't have to break stride, reach behind himself, and that produces a little extra yards after the catch and a second and short.
Drake Stoops. That bobble cost him maybe a little bit. Eli Walker able to tackle him. 3rd down.
There's Marvin Sanders, the defensive coordinator on the Houston side. He was the co-DC of the Renegades, so facing his former team here, and he's certainly going to be familiar with some of these players, but again, with the new coaching staff, he's not going to be as familiar with philosophy or schematics as he would have normally been.
Gotta get to the ball, gotta get to the ball.
Jojo. Hey, it's odd. Let's go ace right there, King. Hey, banana over there, banana.
Hey, we gotta go.
Banana.
Turbo set.
Needing 2 yards. And Merriweather not even close. He is wrapped up before he even got back to the line of scrimmage by Marvin Mooney.
I mean, I know they'd love to go for it here, but you're not quite across the 50, so they could still punt. I would punt the football with how good that defense is, how much Houston has struggled. You're probably going to create short field position for your offense if you can pin them inside of the 10. Whereas in a 3-point game, you could give a struggling offense momentum if you don't convert here. I don't love the decision. I'm always typically aggressive, but for Rick Neuheisel, this would be a great opportunity to play one series ahead and create a short field for your offense if you punt it away.
They just get it off before the play clock hits 0. And they get the 1st down. Ellis Merriweather, the running back, makes the catch out of the backfield, gets enough to keep the chains moving, and a little extra afterwards. And that's going to draw a flag. Eli Walker with that push at the end was probably just a step too far.
Great job.
Is the flag for the push or the flop? We shall see.
What sport did you have it for?
And somewhere LeBron James approved.
Exactly.
There is no foul for unsportsmanlike conduct. The result of play is a 1st down.
That's a really good job by the officials.
I agree.
That's a really good job. So one official sees something, and then they converge and discuss, and they take the flag away. I think that's a really nice job of officiating on the field.
But it's good enough to get the 1st down, get Dallas into Houston territory as they get ready to try and add to the lead going into the 2nd quarter.
Let's go Dolphin left, F quick.
1 quarter in the books in Dallas, Frisco, Texas, technically out in the suburbs, where the hometown Renegades have a 6-3 lead, looking to add to it. First play of the 2nd quarter, starting 1st and 10 at the Houston 41. Austin Reed, who has been good today, throws over the middle and makes another completion. He's now 9 for 12. Emmanuel Butler hauling that one in.
This is a really good concept here from the Renegades. First of all, you get heavy play action in the backfield, and then they're going to cross routes over here in the back end, and you can see he waits, good protection, and then the beautiful ball down the field, and he's able to find Butler for a big completion. I tell you, Reed has been really good to start this game. Now, Kurt, 9 of 12 for 133 yards.
3 completions over 20 yards. That one for 27.
We gotta go. Turbo set.
Merriweather. Gets tripped up before he can make a big run. Major Burns with a stop.
What happened?
Nice job by that left side of the offensive line. So we've seen them pass protect pretty well. Now they're opening up some run lanes. This offensive line starting to win the line of scrimmage. And what they need to do is finish off this drive, put this thing in the end zone.
Indy Vic solid. Razor on the turbo, right? Here we go.
Been pretty heavy throwing the football. 12 passes, only 4 runs for Dallas so far.
That run picked up 6.
Turbo set.
We do it again. Merriweather 1st to the 3-yard line.
And see, all that passing early has now opened up the run. And that defensive front seven giving up some yardage here. Merriweather looks like he's shaking up just a little bit.
Copy.
He's a little slow getting up after that open field tackle on the play before.
Yeah.
But he's still in there.
Last time they said copy, they took a run play and then faked the exact same run play and tried to throw a little bit of a play action.
Get right here. Get right there. Here we go. Gotta go. Turbo, set.
Right. And throwing outside, intended for Emmanuel Butler, incomplete.
Just keep going. Hey. No, you're good. We got to know it's razor, not blade. You're good. Don't trip. Hey, let's go on the turbo here. Zip the tight right. 54. Z Maybach F corner on the turbo. Ready?
Remember, they had a corner route open to Stoops earlier.
Here we go.
We'll see if they try to get that same type of corner route to Stoops.
Hey, Indy Vic. Gotta go. Turbo set.
They didn't get it off in time. Flag's down.
Out first. I heard. Product delay game. Timeout was called by Dallas.
All right, so Rick Newhouse was able to get the timeout.
Yeah, they're playing everything over there. I was just going to run Indy Vic away from all of it. They're getting that.
All right, everybody over. Hey, you got to bring over here.
Out of bunch, out of tight.
I'll go zip the tight right.
Tight right 12. Indy Vic Speedo. Huh?
Where's the ball in the 2?
2.
Yeah, Fedora's not bad.
Let that go, Indy Vic.
Yeah, I'll let them know what we got. I'll let everybody know.
Indy Vic, you're doing?
Hey, right now, line up.
What are you saying, Chris?
I'll let you know.
But then check these guys' Speedo.
Yeah.
If they go to Indy, it's Maybach.
Hey, listen, come here.
Zip Z in the tight right. 54.
Listen to me. Hey, it's going to be 54 alert Indy Vic. So if I say alert, it's Indy Vic. Okay? And I'm out there. Hey, it's Z Maybach F corner. If I say alert, it's Indy Vic Speedo on the turbo. Ready?
I love football language.
So 2 plays called here?
Here we go.
Yes.
Wait, say hi. Alert.
So now they're going Indy Vic. So he changes the formation here.
Turbo set.
Merriweather stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Malik Fisher with the tackle.
So all of that, and it's just
for no gain.
Yeah, and the guy in the stands is like, why don't you just hand it off?
Which is what they did, and it didn't work.
X into ocean left. Bunch. 50. Wax.
Oh, yes.
Go. X in ocean left
coming up.
one.
I feel like a game show from the
Turtle
70s.
wax on the turbo.
I love it. If you're wondering if I know what turtle wax is, then you'd be mistaken. I got no idea. We'll all find out right here.
Here we go.
Hey, we gotta go. Turbo set.
On the backfield, Merriweather, touchdown. They shine on that one. Turtle wax.
Well, you get all mixed up, these linebackers for Houston, because you're bringing the running back from the opposite side of the formation. So here's your running back, and here's the linebacker in the backfield, the linebacker in the backfield, and he just gets caught up because of those crossing routes. So that's a great formation because it forces the defense to align and have assignment where the backside linebacker is responsible for the running back, Merriweather, and then you cross the formation with the running back, bring crossing routes from the opposite side, and it's almost impossible for that backside linebacker to get out there to defend that ball. And so that's a really nice design, good formation, great play call for a touchdown.
Austin Reed's first touchdown pass extends the lead. Colton Thieker, who missed that field goal attempt earlier, on for the extra point. And that one's true. It's good! That was Merriweather getting the first offensive touchdown for the Renegades this year on the reception from Reed. And suddenly, it's a 9-point ball. Welcome you back to UFL Kickoff Weekend, presented by New Era. Let's check in with Jake Butt in just a second with the quarterback of the Dallas Renegades, who has now led them to a 13-3 lead by playing so well here in this early going.
We got to keep rolling.
Austin Reed has been special. Feaker with the kickoff. And it's caught deep. Kirk Merritt with the return. Here's Jake and Austin.
All right, Austin, first touchdown of the season. How's it feel?
It was cool. It was great. You know, obviously, I feel like we took a little long down there on the goal line to score. I hate getting the third down there, but, you know, great call there from Noel and Rick, and good play there from Ellis.
You've been able to hit some big chunk plays off of play action. What are you seeing out there?
Yeah, I mean, we're just trying to keep them honest with run out of gun, run out of under center, and then play action out of both. So, you know, we just can't get those safeties rolling down too close once they think we're going to run every time. So we're trying to keep those safeties back there like 12, 13 yards. So we're only going to be able to do that if we play action them and make them feel like they can't come down as much.
Great stuff. Thanks, Austin.
Deckers with a quick pass on an open receiver. Jalen Moreno-Cropper with the big catch.
Tell you, this one hung up there for a second.
It did.
You know, I tell you, this was almost an ill-advised throw, but you see just a great route and out and up. That's exactly what Jake talked about earlier. They were going to give some double moves. We see a version of a double move right there out of a bunch set, and they're able to hit him. Good completion from Deckers down the field. Moreno-Cropper starting to have a big day. 4 catches, 50 yards so far.
29 on that one. Here's the handoff. Taken out of the backfield by Marcus Yarns.
This is a really important series for this Houston team. You know, give their defense a bit of a reprieve, try to go down there and get some points here and gain some confidence on the offensive side.
This is the second series for Deckers. Nolan Henderson started. His first 3 series did not go well, including a pick 6. Deckers now in the game, and this offense seems to have settled down a little bit and made progress. Got a field goal on the previous possession, and now in Dallas territory. Under pressure, Deckers loses the football. Houston somehow recovers. Bobby Price was the guy who got in and got the ball away. Rashard Lawrence, though, saved the day.
Yeah, great rush over there from the left side of that defense. And you can see he just gets to that ball and then, just that close. Big lineman hands. You know, that ball just...
Hey, give me a ball.
Pops out of there, and Houston's able to recover it. Fortunate that they got that bounce, and they're able to stay here on the offensive side.
You good?
Ain't no point.
They lost a lineman there in the scrum. John Campbell going out. They're starting left tackle.
Hey, Toy right tear, 53, Indy, halfback read. All one ready? Let's go.
So he goes out. Teddy Cushy comes in to play left tackle. Let's see if Dallas tries to do anything. Taco Charlton, the former #1 pick of the Cowboys, lined up against him.
Hey, alert. Ready. On
3rd and long. Charlton gets pressure, and that falls in completely. Kirk Merritt, the nearest guy there.
And now, you know, you're across the 50. Do we feel like they're in field goal range? Obviously not. Hoyland's long. Their kicker at Wyoming was 56. They're not quite in that range from here. It would be about a 58-yard. Yeah, so they're going to stay here. Again, no punts after you cross the 50-yard line, so they'll stay on the field here with their offense.
One day. Ready.
We need to get all the way to the 25. Over the middle, threw it too high, and he had him. Amani Rogers was open and had the yardage for the first down, but they couldn't connect with Deckers. And so Houston will turn it over on downs. Dallas will get it back when we come back, leading it by 10.
That's how we got spring football here in Dallas.
Yes, sir.
What do you think of what you've seen so far?
I mean, it's amazing. I mean, the ability to play and watch football on the same day, I mean, who could ask for more, you know?
And we got a fun concert coming up at halftime. Tell us about your set list.
Well, you know, we're going to start it off with a new song. It's a song called Gone Too Long, and then we're going to finish it with Ends of the Earth and Thought It Was Love, just to give them one they know, you know. So I'm excited for it. I love playing new songs, so it's going to be great.
Awesome. On that note, you got a message for your fans watching back home?
Well, I hope y'all are liking the football, and I hope y'all enjoy the halftime show, and I'm going to enjoy playing it. So yeah, y'all enjoy it from your couch, and
Doubles
love y'all.
right,
Thank y'all for
zone of
watching.
Vic. Doubles right,
Thanks,
zone of Vic.
I'm going to have to ask for some ID on that 18. I'm not quite sure he is. He can't even get into the bars to listen to his own music play.
Man, I tell you, what a talented kid.
He is.
Gotta go.
He is a rising star in the country music
Turbo,
world for sure. Reed on the keeper.
Appreciate you, baby.
Slid
Appreciate
maybe
you.
just a little bit short. Let's see where they mark this.
This goes back to that point that he kind of gives himself up to go down when you're going feet first like that. You know, this is a good opportunity here for Dallas. Really put some distance
Flank right,
out
Fedora.
there. They're up 10.
Flank right, Fedora.
You know, you don't want to go into milk the clock mode, but you would love like a 6-minute drive,
tax.
even that goes only, what was it, 50 yards right here, 45 yards. Excuse me, 55 yards, and get a score.
Be ready.
And you can see he was just short of the
Turbo,
first. And on the quarterback sneak, he picks it up this time.
First down.
Black near, Z flies, big peel. Black near, 11 in the game, 11. Hey, black near, Z flies, zone of Vic peel.
Hey,
zone of Vic peel.
Hey, black near on the turbo, black near, Z fly, zone of Vic peel on the turbo, ready? Z fly. Here we go. Gotta go. Yes, to the right. Turbo set.
Reed being pressured, still completes it out to the tight end, Baylor Cup. And good run after the catch by Cup.
They are killing them right now because they want to play man coverage. Houston is just sitting in man coverage right now, and these linebackers on the backside of the formation, they can't get over the top.
Defense number 2.
And they add roughing the passer to it.
He's added to the end of the play. Automatic first down.
So a 21-yard gain and 15 more.
Well, you see, so here's one of those linebackers, and he's trying to be in coverage against this tight end. But as the tight end takes off, he can't get over the top. So, again, this is just good formation. You got a play fake right on him, and then there's nobody there. You see the man coverage behind, but when you put a play fake or a run action fake right in the linebacker's face, he's not thinking about coverage, and it's a little bluff block by the tight end. And then right there, that's just a low hit on a quarterback who's trying to throw the football, and you get a nice completion on the outside.
So 36 yards
50,
in total
50, Z Mercedes. Gotta go. Turbo set.
Blitz picked up. Reed behind Barnes, who catches it, and no one in front. Touchdown, Dallas.
Let's go.
And the Renegades are cooking on offense.
Yeah, and what they're doing right now, they just continue to play with this man coverage, right? So you're in man coverage, and they're running all the way across the field. And look, as you can't just get through all the defense. He stops. Everybody else is in man. And now that's a complete bust in coverage, and Tyler Vaughns walks into the end zone. What Noel Mazzoni is doing a great job of here, and Rick Neuheisel in this offense, is attacking the scheme in front of them. Everything is not misdirection, but it's across the field, forcing these defenders to run across the field, cover a lot of space, and they're just tearing them up right now in this passing game.
Baker for the extra points, no problem. Pretty much the story for the Dallas offense right now, no problem. They're in firm control. Tyler Vaughn makes it a 20-3 ball game with a second touchdown pass from Austin Reed today. UFL kickoff weekend caps off with newcomers Columbus and Orlando squaring off tomorrow night. That's at 8 Eastern over on ESPN, and we will be back here on Fox to kick off week 2 on Friday night. We've got a game for you every Friday night. This week it's Columbus hosting the reigning champion DC Defenders. The Columbus Aviators run the new team led by Ted Ginn Jr., former Ohio State star, Ohio legend, taking on the defending champs. Right now, we are in Dallas, where the Renegades are in control midway through this second quarter. Quick Merritt back deep. Oh, what a hit. DeMarcus Mitchell with reason to celebrate.
You can see the frustration on the defensive side for Houston. That's Kerry Vincent. I believe he was the corner in coverage, and he's just, pointing at the iPad saying, see, they're just running crossing routes. We're in man coverage. They're just killing us with crossing routes.
Ready? 180.
Well, Nolan Henderson back in at quarterback for Houston. Scrambling. And he slides. So we'll see if a little time on the sideline helped him settle down.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. But again, this is a really important point in this game. You're not just down 17, but remember, Houston won the toss. They elected to receive. So Dallas is going to get the ball to start the third quarter, and they've totally owned this first half. 26 plays, 187 yards, held the ball for almost 13 and a half minutes. And Houston's not really done anything offensively, Kurt.
Ready? 180. Wait, son.
Henderson. That pass is caught. He bouncing off of guys as Lawrence Keys. He takes a big hit, but gains on a big play. Bobby Price eventually with a tackle, but only after 21 yards.
Great balance right here from Keys, and a good read and throw from Nolan Henderson. So maybe that time on the sideline helped him out a little bit. Puts it right on his frame, and then there's the contact. Keys is able to play through it. Only 5'9", 175 pounds, but clearly playing a lot bigger than that. And really, Kurt, I think the best offensive play that this Houston team has had.
I don't think it's even close.
Ready? 180. Wait, son.
Henderson. And his timing seems to be much better as well now that he's come back in the game, completing that one after Jalen Moreno-Cropper.
Mike Gilhelmer, the defensive coordinator for this Dallas group, he's got a lot of really good players. Again, front seven guys that can get after the quarterback, like Taco Charlton, former first-round pick. He's got good corners. Stephen Jones, Jane Harris. We see Sean Wade on the field right now, number 24. He was an outstanding slot corner at Ohio State.
Henderson, that's picked off. Second interception he's thrown today. That's to Sean Wade, and he threw it directly to it.
I tell you, this is exactly what I was just talking about. Sean Wade is an excellent corner, and he's their third corner. Comes in here, and he's playing outside on that left side for the defense. And again, this ball is thrown behind the intended wide receiver. They're trying to go to Jalen Moreno-Cropper. But watch, Wade, he gets some contact, and then he's just eyes in the backfield, and he's able to just get that ball as it's thrown just behind. Now, listen, that's not all on Nolan Henderson, because clearly Moreno-Cropper lost his footing and wasn't looking back for that ball, but Sean Wade played it perfectly. You can see the physical hands, and then Henderson again throwing a pick. That's his second of this first half.
Pressing the button.
So Houston still unable to get anything going. They give it back to Dallas, who with 5 minutes to go in this first half has a chance to add to the lead. That was Merriweather. Well, this secondary for Dallas has played lights out today.
I'm telling you, Kurt, this defense is for real, and if this offense is as good as what they've shown here today, as of right now, I know we got one more game this first weekend. I think Dallas has been the most impressive team so far of this UFL kickoff weekend. And I got to tell you, defensively, they're very good. Their secondary is outstanding. I don't think that there's going to be a better secondary in the UFL.
And an experienced secondary at that. Another completion made, this time to Denzel Mims.
And the other part is offensively, we've seen some explosion, but they're just smart. They're utilizing these crossing routes against man coverage. And then Austin Reed is just taking what the defense gives. This guy has now, 12, 13 completions now after that last one. And it's been to, 8 or 9 different guys on the outside.
Completions, 8 different receivers, 2 touchdowns.
That's just outstanding efficiency at the quarterback position. That's exactly what Rick Neuheisel was telling us. He just thought that Austin Reed was going to come out and play well, and he certainly has.
Little end around play handed off to Tyler Fox. First down.
You notice that nothing is linear. Everything is crossing. So it's a jet sweep. It's a backside tight end or running back coming across the formation. It's crossing routes.
Anchor right.
anchor right, flash, Seattle Vic. Anchor right, fly, F fly, Seattle Vic.
Anchor right, F fly, Seattle Vic on one. Ready? We got to get on the ball. Got to get on the
We
ball.
heard Indy Vic earlier, now Seattle Vic. See what the difference is.
We got to go. White 80. You got to get the play.
Yeah.
Another timeout because of the play call.
That's right.
Did they run?
That's the second time they've had to use a timeout to avoid getting a penalty.
We should go flash and run Oregon. Right, Chris? Huh?
Oh, okay.
We should go anchor flash. You can run Oregon Brady, right?
I'm trying to go turbo because I got to get a play. Because like, we're getting the play in so late. I apologize. I'm trying to go turbo every time because I don't know when I'm getting the play. I got to be ready. Here we go.
Hey, anchor right. Anchor right. Flash. Oregon Brady.
On the whistle.
Under.
Hey.
Austin's right.
Hey, on the turbo here.
Small
on the
criticism,
turbo.
it would just be Noel Mazzoni's a
and
little
let's
late
not
with
give
the
you
play
force. Hey, let's go anchor right, flash, Oregon Brady on the turbo. Ready?
But those play calls have been on the button, right? So it's like, listen, you want to take your time and get it right. And if you're Rick Neuheisel, I think that you would rather get it right than be quick.
180. I said hi.
You can afford to burn the timeouts when you got a preschool lead. Merriweather. Only a yard on that play.
See if they can get a quicker play call in here.
Can't punt. Okay. They were short. Inside move. Hey, on the turbo here, on the turbo. Blue fast Ohio Brady Storm on the turbo. Ready? Hey. Here we go, here we go, here we go. 180. Wait, set hot. Turbo set.
Merriweather again. Tries to cut it back. Does. Winds up with a nice gain after the initial contact from Anthony Hines.
If I was Dallas, I would think about taking this down to the 2-minute warning. Remember, they get the ball to begin that second half, so there's a real chance here to double up 17, and create some real distance in this game.
We're going to take it to the 2 minutes.
There you go. So Rick Neuheisel is going to take it to the 2-minute warning here.
Hey, great job. Great job. Hey, Ellis, good cut, dude.
And remember,
hey, let's go.
Can't punt. Now they're right on the fringe of field goal range, but probably 2 downs to get this 3rd and 4.
Plays to get 4 yards.
What a start this has been for Austin Reed and Dallas. Can they add more to it? They've still got 2 minutes to go in this first half. A half they have been on fire. 20-3 so far. All right, we're 2 minutes on the game clock away from the Progressive Halftime Show, where we'll get a special performance from rising country music star Ty Myers. That's coming up in just a couple of minutes on the Progressive Halftime.
All right, here we go. Right? Hey, dual left. Come on, dude. Travel. Detroit Brady, stick gas on the turbo. Ready? Monday.
Dallas has pretty much dominated on both sides of the football here in this first half. Can they add to it before the break?
180. Wait, set.
On 3rd and 4. And it's a dropped pass right into the hands of Curtis Hodges. The tight end couldn't hold on.
Incomplete pass. 4th down.
We're going to have to go for it. Or if
I
we
mean,
can
it's wide open. He makes the absolute right read. Got to make that catch. No excuse. Got to make that catch. Move the chains. Now they're in a 4th down situation, a little bit outside of field goal range.
Hey, Ocean right.
Once you cross the 50,
55 stay, turtle wax on the turbo. Ready? We got to get on the ball.
And this is a chance if Houston can get a stop.
Gotta go.
To feel good before
turbo set.
Have something positive happen.
Gotta go.
Merriweather out in the backfield, makes a move, gets the first down. Anthony Hines had him in his sight. Merriweather with that sweet cutback for a big man.
And they just continue to wear out this backside from man coverage. So watch, they're going to bring him from the opposite side, and the linebacker can't get there. That's the exact same play as the touchdown earlier. And Houston will not make an adjustment. They continue to run man coverage, and Noel Mazzoni is just wearing them out. Those backside players, they're not defended, and he makes a nice move for a first down.
7 yards and the first.
Go. Turbo set.
Merriweather.
Hey, calm.
down to the 24-yard line. It's been a busy first half for Merriweather. That's his 13th touch.
Haven't been great running the football, but effective enough for a couple of those little play-action token fakes.
And timely, really.
Yeah.
Just to kind of mix it up.
Get those linebackers down, mix it up. You're exactly right.
If you guys are all sliding, it's one way. Was it Macho Brady? Ocean left, Macho Brady spinner on the turbo. Ready? We got to get on the ball. Hey, we got to go, got to go.
The one thing is they have had to hurry up a lot of plays at the line of scrimmage, like here. And Reed almost picked off, overthrew Stoops, who was open, and right into the hands of Markel Roby, who dropped the pick.
I tell you, he was wide open, too. This is really the first poor throw that we've seen from Reed. He just rushes it as he scoots up in the pocket. So here's Stoops coming across. And as Reed scoots up in the pocket right here, he's got him, but he doesn't get his shoulders over there, and he just jumps at that throw. That ball should have been intercepted. Markel Roby had it in his sights. That is a missed opportunity for Houston.
Hey, we gotta go, we gotta go, we gotta go!
Battling the play clock again.
Turbo set!
I don't think they got it off. Did they get it off?
No flag. And a sack. Malik Fisher.
Sack there.
And all of a sudden, momentum beginning to swing in this final minute.
Why isn't Houston calling a timeout?
I agree. They've got all three.
They've got all three. They've got to take a timeout. Now they're just going to allow Dallas to run this all the way down.
What does this say about your confidence in your offense?
If I was Dallas, I would take it to 0, then call my timeout. Looks like that's what they're going to do.
I mean, it's 4th and 14. You call the timeout. Most likely kicking a field goal. You're getting the ball back with at least a chance to do something.
Exactly right. Remember, they can't punt.
Right.
They took the big sack there. I have no idea why Houston
was our
didn't
bunch
call a timeout.
where we run our spinner.
I mean, unless you just feel that you just want to get
That's
your
why I didn't want to take the timeout.
Interesting call there by Kevin Sumlin.
All right, we can see if the kicker's coming out.
They are going to bring the kicker out.
Okay.
So it'll be about a 50-yard attempt.
We'll worry about the other guy, too.
Yes, Theaker's long is 52. That's a career long. But remember, he was just a kickoff specialist in college at Washington State. His last field goal attempt in this game, he missed it left. His last field goal made on the field was in 2021, back in junior college at Cal Poly. So, you know, from 51, this is no bargain here for Dallas.
Sexy if they call that. But
My fault.
hey, are you pressing the button in the middle of the play? Because it's like, I'm hearing.
All right, he's got it lined up on that left hash mark.
He's going to make this.
From 51 yards away. Just like his junior college days. No problem.
See, he's a kickoff specialist, Kurt. You got to back him up. He's a long-range guy. He's a three-point specialist. What a kick.
Everything working the Renegades way right now.
I tell you what, after that first kick, you know, he missed it to the left, and that one just steps up, and beautiful height, plenty of distance, and Thinker puts it through to cap off what has been a dominant half for Rick Neuheisel and his Renegades bunch. I tell you, that is a dominant half of football. Offensively, defensively, they create a couple of turnovers. Reed has been very good at the quarterback position. Those wide receivers have shown their ability to make plays down the field. 23-3 lead. My goodness, what a half.
And they get the ball to start the second half. Don't forget that. 3 seconds left to go here officially in second quarter.
Why? I don't understand why Houston didn't take a timeout.
Because they're going to kick the field goal anyway.
That's right. And at least you have the option, the ability to go play offense. And I think, unfortunately, for a guy like Nolan Henderson and even Hunter Deckers, the backup, it speaks to, I think, the lack of faith right now that the coaches have in what the offense has done on the field in the first half.
Feels that way for sure. And that'll end the first half. A frustrating half for Houston, a dominating half for Dallas. 23-3 is the count at halftime, and the Renegades get the ball to start the second half. But coming up next, it's the Progressive Halftime Show where country music rising star Ty Myers will perform live here at Toyota Stadium in Frisco. But right now, let's check in with Jake before the teams get in the locker room.
Well, Coach, just about everything's working for your team. What'd you see there in the first half?
Well, I like our energy, but like all first rehearsals, we were rough. So we got to calm down and get going. I think it was the second quarter when I actually heard something through the headset. So we got some work to do, but I'm pleased with our energy. I'm pleased with the way the defense is playing. That's fantastic. And we were able to get that clock off. They didn't have to go out again in the second quarter.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, baby.
Our Pod's big move of the day is the one that really got things going. It's the pick six that turned this game around right away.
Yeah, I tell you, and it was just a throw that was behind the intended wide receiver, and then Stephen Jones just stepped right in front of it. Again, he had 4 pick sixes in his college career at App State, and does it again here. A beautiful job of reading the route from that bunch set. Knew he was going to be breaking outside, sat on the route, and the ball comes out behind him, and he's able to step in front.
One of 2 interceptions by this Renegade defense as they lead at 23-3 here as we welcome you to Progressive Halftime. Ty Myers on the other side. Well, after a dominant first half, Dallas will get the ball to start the second half, up by 20 points. Kurt Menefee, Joel Klatt, Jake Butt, and our entire Fox crew with you from Frisco, Texas. And right now, Nolan Henderson and this Gamblers offense just trying to get anything going possible.
Yeah, this first half for them offensively has been a real struggle. Houston only had 4 first downs in their 6 possessions. And so, you know, depending on who they have come out here and play quarterback. We saw both of these guys during the course of the first half. Nolan Henderson started the game. He's thrown a couple of interceptions. Hunter Deckers came in for a moment. I thought that the offense actually moved better with Deckers. We'll see if he comes back out as their quarterback. But the first possession of this third quarter will go to Dallas. And this is the offense that has been doing everything well. Merriweather ran it pretty well. They distributed it great around in the passing game. And I know Rick Neuheisel will want some more, but that was an outstanding first half.
Let's see if they can pick it up to start the second half. J.J. Harris with the return. Well, let's check in on Houston's sideline with Jake.
Hey, Coach, what are the keys for your team to get back on track here to start the second half?
Well, you know, we broke down defensively with a bunch of road routes. Here we go. Got to cover the back. Get a whole player in there, and then on offense, we turned it over twice. Threw 2 picks, one for a touchdown. So, you know, we get the ball, we get our chances for interceptions, we drop it. So, we just got to play better. We got to eliminate our own mistakes.
What's your plan at quarterback here in the second half?
We're going to go back with Deckers and see where we are.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, that's on their first possession, which will come after this, and it may come quickly. Austin Reed's 3rd touchdown pass to Greg Ward, and here we go again. 66 yards and a score.
I mean, what a start to the half. Are you kidding me? And again, some miscommunication from that Houston secondary. Exactly what Coach Sumlin was talking about, and I was telling you guys all first half, these crossing routes were killing them. Well, now Dallas comes out with a bit of an adjustment, and they just go with a straight RPO, run-pass option where Reed can hand it off, or he can throw it down the field, and he's going to find Greg Ward right down the middle seam, and just a miscommunication defensively leaves him wide open. Great read, really good throw, and a touchdown for Dallas.
One play, 66 yards, 15 seconds.
Well, here's Markel Roby. he's the safety. I think he's the one that's supposed to be responsible for Greg Ward. Here's Ward in the slot. And he's going to just run right past him, and you can tell he kind of passes him off as if they're in zone coverage. Maybe they're trying to go zone after running man the entire first half, but you can tell that there's some miscommunication there of who's got the inside receiver. And Ward just splits him, and then Deckers throws it right out in front of him. Perfect ball placement, allows him to run through the football, and then he's gone. What a throw. I tell you, man, Austin Reed has played so well. To come out like that just cold after a long halftime, that's not a normal halftime, right? Ty Myers was killing it at halftime, so they got to sit in there for about, what, 20 minutes? And then you come out there right away and throw a bullet. What a beautiful play.
Rick Neuheisel said Austin Reed's got a little gunslinger in him, and you can see it.
That's the Greg Ward I remember from back in 2020.
When he was converted from a quarterback to wide receiver with the Eagles.
At Houston, he was a quarterback in college. And then he converted and he was a wide receiver. And, I mean, he had a really good year. He had over 50 catches in 2020 with the Eagles. And I tell you, that was a beautiful play right there. He found the space, and Reed found him.
And it doesn't get much easier than that.
I think that they're, you know, as I kind of look at that play over and over, I think they're still trying to run man coverage and yet, like, pass the routes off.
And here's a big return. Jalen Moreno-Cropper. Can he go all the way? Yes, he does. There's the answer for you. 93 yards and a touchdown.
I mean, don't blink in the third quarter, folks. We got scores all over the place. 29 seconds into this second half, we got 2 touchdowns. First, Greg Ward for Dallas, and then how about Moreno-Cropper? Beautiful move right there. He goes backside, and now it's all speed, and he is gone. What a great answer right there after that touchdown from Dallas. Looks like this game is basically put away with that big lead, and he comes right back and gives some life to that Houston sideline.
You don't have to worry about your quarterback play if you can do that. And Moreno-Cropper has been the guy for them on offense. Now does it on special teams as they go for 2. Deckers in at quarterback. And he hands it off to Jalen White. Fighting, and he gets in on second effort and draws him a little bit closer.
Come on, let's go. Let's go.
Well, what a start to this third quarter we have had. Austin Reed hooking up with Greg Ward for the 66-yard score. And then they were outdone. 93 yards on the return. Bim, bam, boom. What a start. That was tonight's game flow, brought to you by Progressive. What a flow both these teams are in to start the second half.
I tell you, those are some fireworks right there. And Jalen Moreno-Cropper takes that one the distance for 93 yards. They had 94 yards of total offense, their entire team.
J.A. Harris fights out to the 25 and turns it back over to Austin Reed, who has been very good today.
I tell you, man, this guy is playing so well. 15 and 21 for 250 yards and 3 touchdowns so far. Great movement in the pocket here. This was the first series, and he finds Tyler Vaughns down the field. That is a great throw, in particular after manipulating the pocket. Here on the deep crossing route, he finds Emmanuel Butler. That's a completion. There to Greg Ward to come out of the half in the early third quarter. Beautiful RPO, bang. He finds Greg Ward. So it doesn't matter who he's throwing to or what part of the field. He's been accurate, and he's been on time.
And he gets the throw here again on the second possession. Another open receiver. Tyler Vaughns makes a move, and there he goes. Turf monster got it. That's about all that's stopping this offense.
I tell you, man, they are just eating these defensive backs up. I don't understand why Houston continues to play man coverage. They can't cover these guys, and in particular, Tyler Vaughns. He has been one of the better receivers in the league over the last couple of years. Top 5 in the league last year in catches and receiving yards. That is a beautiful move. That one went for 43.
Their 5th play over 20 yards on offense, and Vaughn's already 129 receiving.
I tell you, man, 4 catches, 129. That's, what, 32 a pop?
And we're a minute and a half into the third quarter.
But again, Houston hasn't made an adjustment at all. Kurt, they continue to run man coverage. I don't understand at all why Houston hasn't made an adjustment.
Reed rolling out. Cut by Stoops. It's interesting. Marvin Sanders, he's the defensive coordinator. You can hear Kevin Sumlin mention that.
Yeah, rub routes. That's right.
36. Let's go. Orange. Gun.
62. Z-Dodge sail T angle on the shoulder.
4 week. That to me means it's cover 4. So this is a zone coverage. So he has adjusted it, and that's right. You're up in the booth, and you can see a couple of safeties back.
Turbo set.
Merriweather out of the backfield. First down from the 16-yard line, and frustration continues for Sanders.
I tell you, they're just doing such a good job working against these linebackers. First, it's the outside move. What does that do? It makes this linebacker move out, and then you just come right back inside of him. You see that movement right there? It's a great sell by Merriweather on the route.
Austin Reed already over 300 yards and 3 touchdowns in this game. And they pick up 5 more, courtesy of Tyler Barnes.
And they just continue to go pedal to the metal as far as tempo goes and operating quickly here.
Rams!
Okay, so he's running cover 1. So now they're back in man coverage. So watch out for the crossing routes.
Hey, lock. Turbo set.
The pump fake open in the end zone, and that's another touchdown. Emmanuel Butler. Well, now we've got one official saying he's out of bounds.
It was an incomplete pass. 3rd down.
They're trying to fake the bubble screen on the outside and pump the bubble screen and then get that route right down the sideline. They were trying to get that one to Emmanuel Butler, and he only needs 1 foot in bounds, but I think he came down right on the sideline. That's good contact.
Are we looking at it?
Right there by Kerry Vincent, and I think his foot actually hit that white line when he came down. Watch, he needs his whole foot in. Yeah, he's out. That's a great call by far side official live. Kurt, I'm with you. When he caught it, I thought that was going to be a touchdown, but that contact from Kerry Vincent, really good job defensively pushing him out.
Here we go.
Gotta go.
Please watch the bag. Turbo shot.
Get the bag. There it is. Man coverage
Ellis Merriweather, it'll be 1st and goal.
Did you hear in the audio someone saying, please
watch the back?
And again, like, they're just killing these linebackers. Noel Mazzoni, here's what I love about it. Don't get bored with success as an offensive play caller. And he's going right back to all the things that have worked.
Flank right, Oregon, look for Seattle. Flank right, Oregon, look for Seattle.
Flank right!
Tight zone
Noel, if I'm not mistaken, Seattle's in Washington, not Oregon.
Oregon Brady. Gotta go. Turbo set.
Geography maybe not as called. Okay, here's Merriweather. He's caught by his T-shirt by DeMarcus Mitchell. Excuse me, Israel Antoine. That's who it was. Israel Antoine caught it from behind.
I got it. Here we go. Ocean right. 11. X into Ocean right. Bunch. 55 stay.
Better hurry.
55. X Mercedes F corner.
You better hurry. 12 is that's no time for the quarterback. He's got to race his guys up to the line of scrimmage right now and get this play off.
Or call a timeout.
We gotta go. Turbo shot.
They get it off.
Running back.
Oh, he had the back again.
He's got Vaughns again.
Tyler, I gotta get you.
I mean, do it again. It's man coverage. Release the back to the flat out of the crossing or out of the crosses. Crossing.
Let's go Renegade. We're playing quarters. Renegade.
Well, they're in man.
Renegade.
Hey, Renegade. 65.
10th play of the drive.
Hey, we gotta go. Turbo shot.
Oh, as his receiver fell down. He was intended that for Stoops. Malik Fisher also was able to get a hand on it.
Yeah, he would have had Vaughns wide open in the back of the end zone if he just holds on to this ball just a touch longer. So they're trying to get Drake Stoops out of the flat. So they're trying to get this right here. But watch Vaughn sneak into the back of the end zone right here, number 1.
Okay.
Right there, he's going to be wide open. See, his hand is up. You got both Houston gamblers out there on the outside. Didn't read it through, and they got to settle for a field goal.
Colton Thieker. His last one was good from 51 yards out. This one from 21.
They didn't want to look at him and say, I wouldn't yell at you like that.
Another play clock issue.
Yep. Delay a game, Rick.
Delay a game. That's a kicking team. 5-yard penalty. Remains 4th down.
Just adds a couple yards.
Yeah, that's right. Better, I tell you.
He looks like he's better farther away.
It's really good not to burn a timeout there. Because
what do you say?
5 yards of this field goal, like it doesn't affect the percentage of this make or miss at all. Now our guy Thieker, he was good from 51, missed earlier from short range. Do we got the short kick here? There we are.
He got it. You know, it's like sometimes on the driving range, that first you get a big slice, then you straighten it out. And that's what he has done so far as the Renegades put more points on the board. Go, the Renegades add to the lead after an 11-play drive. They've pretty much done what they want at will. Let's see what Houston can do with the first offensive possession in the second half. They have touched it, and it was returned for a 93-yard kickoff return, and this time it will be stopped right at the 26.
Let's take a look at this Dallas defense. As good as they've been on offense, I think the defense is every bit their equal. This was the first series of the game, and Stephen Jones steps in front of this ball, throwing a bit behind the wide receiver. These corners, probably the best in the league. They got 3 of them, but they can also rush the passer. One of the things that Dallas has had the benefit of as well is the lead. There's the Shaun Wade interception. And I got to say, Mike Gilhammer is one of the great defensive coordinators that no one has heard of. Yeah, this is a guy that's been around for a long time, but they can rush the passer. They can defend on the outside. The only touchdown they gave up was that kickoff return. And Kurt, you know, what I was talking about is because of this lead, they have not had to commit any resources whatsoever to stopping the run. In fact, Houston only has 2 rushing plays that have gone to running backs the entire day. So this is a totally one-dimensional offense, and that's why Dallas has been able to just sit in a really easy pass defense, rush 3. There's nowhere to throw the football and try to get home.
Decker's going deep. Moreno Cropper, who has been their offense all day long, just couldn't pull that one in.
Well, they had him here. They dialed it up perfectly here. So this is quarters coverage. What does quarters coverage mean? It means that this safety is going to be responsible for the slot receiver, which means you can get deep behind him with that outside receiver once he stops. That's what the quarterback was reading right there. The low safety, he comes down, you throw it over the top.
Decker's on 3rd down, in troubles, escapes. Gets the first down and uses his legs to take it into Dallas territory.
You got to find some sort of blueprint. You know, what is your philosophy offensively here in the second half? Houston, that's their first 3rd down conversion of the game. Decker's able to use his legs. I know they're going to want to be a bit pass happy here, but who are the guys you can rely on the outside?
That 12-yard run, also their longest of the day on offense, and they follow it up with a sack. Trey Fluellen.
You got to see this if you're a quarterback. You've got 2 defenders stacked on top of each other right over that slot wide receiver, which means that one of those guys is blitzing. You know, they're not going to defend one tight end with 2 players. And so that's a clear blitz look. Great look from Mike Gilhammer. 15 years NFL experience he brings to the table.
Friday night.
Oh, he about to have another one.
Oh. They weren't set, so I'm trying to go.
Okay. False start. Offense, number 11. 5-yard penalty. Remains 2nd down.
I think you heard they just weren't set before the ball was snapped. Justin Hall called for the official.
Let's go. Triangle. Right, it's high.
Second and long. Deckers. That was a good ball. He was thrown outside and caught by LaJuan Winningham. His first catch of the day.
Still something positive to build on.
Hey, double right close.
That brings up another
52. Hey, Z-snag. 52. Z-snag. Ready. One time.
Keep in mind they've crossed the 50, so they have to go for it on fourth down. If they don't get to 13, which they don't. That pass caught by Justin Hall. Stopped by J.D. Harris, and it'll be fourth down.
Bunch right, 26. F cash. 26 F cash, that swing. Cash. Get set. Ready. One time.
Deckers. Quick pass and throw behind Hall, incomplete. And there'll be another turnover on downs by Houston.
Had him. Good play design. Hall ran a great route. He's wide open, just thrown way behind him.
It's been that kind of day for the Gamblers.
Having fun?
Yeah. Hey, what'd you do with that ball? Can I get my first touchdown ball? I'm kidding. You gotta know something. Keep loving me, I love you, okay?
Oh yeah, what's up?
I think a lot of people are loving Austin Reed right now, and he's having fun. Why not the way you're playing?
Exactly. I mean, he's put on a show. 21 of 29 for 324 and 3 touchdowns. And I tell you who's loving him is Rick Neuheisel. He has picked a really good quarterback to be the gunslinger for this Renegades team.
180 set hot! Turbo set!
Starting from the 39. Reed with time. Steps up, incomplete. Denzel Mims, the intended receiver. Major Burns got a hand on it.
You didn't see that guy all over?
Oh, no.
Oh.
I see grab, but now I need to see
you know what? Here we go. I need to go to the same school you go to. I saw him yanked.
On one, right?
Always working him, right? Exactly. You may get that call later on. You never know.
180. Wait, set.
Keeper. And that's through the hands. Probably a good thing because Baylor Cup probably would have been tackled for loss.
Feels like the first possession that they've stalled out a little bit on their first 2 snaps.
Well, Dallas has scored the last 5 times they've touched the ball.
Hey, on the turbo, Z in to Ocean right, 82, Z Mercedes sail on the turbo, right?
I like it.
Here we go. 180 set hot! Turbo set!
We're at 3rd and long for Dallas.
That's me, dude. You good. No big.
Not anymore. Caught for 11 yards and a first by Ward.
That is such a good catch. I mean, listen, the throw was on the money. There's no doubt. That is not an easy throw. Reed over to his left side, and he gets that little sail route to Greg Ward, who is able to make that catch. Look at it, it's way out in front of him. He's able to extend. Beautiful throw. Kurt, that's what I call throwing with leverage. The only guy that can get that ball is your wide receiver. There's no chance the defender can get his hand on the football. Great leverage throw and a beautiful job of bringing that one in for Greg Ward.
Hey, I like you collapsing him there. Gave me a lot of space.
I'm not, I just take him, you know.
You're already planning for the next Renegades next time he sees him.
Yeah, that's right.
He's a prime example of what this league can be. Yeah. Not a big recruit coming out of high school, goes to Division II school, has success there winning a championship, then winds up transferring, setting a national record, but he hasn't had a lot of experience, and now this gives him a chance to play.
You know, at the quarterback position, there is no substitute for reps, live reps, and that's what he's getting a chance to get right here, taking advantage.
Still a little bit too much for his running back Lingard on that one. He's taken advantage of every opportunity he's been given. We talk about Division II. When he got to Division I, he was in practice squad with the Bears. And he talked about just how he had to learn to understand the game mentally and get the reps there.
That's exactly right. And playing for a guy like Rick Neuheisel, Rick has always done such a good job of mentoring and developing quarterbacks. Everybody that's played for him, and that's certainly, you can see evidence of that here.
Lingard, the running back, gets around the edge. Let's see where they mark it. He stepped out of bounds.
Nice job. Third down and 1.5. Good job, Sam. Third down and 1.5. Fedora, little long for Fedora. Just run your zona to the tight end out of doubles.
Zona Vic. Doubles right, Zona Vic.
There you go, throwing a suggestion out there.
Hey, doubles right,
the tight end.
Vic. On the turbo, right? We got to go. Got to get on the ball. Got to get on the ball.
He was running, and it looked like enough time. So I'm like,
the whole decision-making process right there.
Turbo, set. Where's he going?
Lingard stacked up and still got the first down. I mean, that was a good play by the defensive front from Houston, but Lingard just kept turning those legs and got the first.
Yeah, there were really no hole there initially. A good job by that defensive front. Kind of closing things up, but there's the second effort and some vision, and he's able to go and get the line to gain and move the chains.
No, you're on the left side. You're going to the right. Or you can stay there. You can stay there. You can stay there. Hey, we got to go. We got to go. Turbo, set.
Reception. 16 more yards.
This is beautiful quarterback play from Reed. He's rolling out to his right, and then he's got to step up in the pocket. Watch him protect the football right there, and then he's able to throw on the run to Greg Ward, who produces a little bit of space right there for an easy completion.
Hey, 65. Why shallow? Get set, just get set. Spinner. Flex right.
Not only is Reed putting up numbers, he just seems in command of this offense.
Too late.
The play calling from the sideline has been the only thing that's frustrated him today.
The only thing slowing him down, but I do have to say, I know that they take time on that. But let's go into the hardcore football here and watch why they've been so successful with some of these schematics. They're abusing man coverage. Here you've got man coverage on the back with the linebacker here near the goal line. It's man coverage. He comes across the formation, and the linebacker gets caught up in the wash. It's an easy score. Now, what do? You run the same type of concept. They're trying to pass it off. Kerry Vincent is pointing. They don't pass it off. Miscommunication, and it's another touchdown. Here, now you've got miscommunication. The safety is not low in the hole. And what do you got? Another touchdown. And so these play calls and what they're doing is that they're taking advantage of a secondary that's trying to run man coverage and yet doesn't really know how to run man coverage. They don't know whether they're passing these routes off or they're trying to fight through the picks. So these Houston defensive backs, they've got to figure out what they're doing on the defensive side, and yet they continue to stay in man coverage. Because they have done that, Dallas has been able to just continue to run these types of concepts and really take advantage.
Here we go.
And as you said earlier, though, they've been patient and just taking advantage of what's been given to them.
Turbo side.
Reed on the run.
Come on, work that.
Throw two. Good coverage down the field on that.
You know, you might be thinking to yourself like, man, this is, maybe surprising from Austin Reed, but it really isn't. You know, he's got the frame and the talent. He throws an accurate ball. He's 6'4", 221 pounds.
Hey, here we go.
And again, he led the country in passing when he was at Western Kentucky.
51 Chevron.
I give you that list that he was ahead of. You know, the next three guys on the list in 2022 in the nation in passing: Caleb Williams, Michael Penix, and Drake May. Like, this guy can play.
We got. Turbo
700 yards through the air that year. That one tipped in the line of scrimmage. And it's going to bring up a 3rd and long.
Nickel pressure to the right.
What do we call?
51.
I know, but what, do we slide it right?
Warning, it should be. That? Did you hold that? You hold it? You rond it? Check my butt. On the turbo, dual left, travel, Detroit, Brady, stick, gas on the turbo, right? Go. Here we go, here we go. Gotta go. Turbo, son.
Draw play. Reed fighting. Can't get away from Malik Fisher. Good tackle.
Chill out.
And that's a 4th down. We get the final seconds here of the 3rd quarter. Houston with a stand. Going to force a field goal situation most likely when we come back. We'll see.
Yeah, nice play by Malik Fisher, because if he doesn't get it.
Trying too hard. Trying too hard. We're getting greedy.
We had everything we wanted there, though.
Yeah. What, did you have something?
Yeah, we run. The tackle didn't know that.
You can hear new highs of one, and they go back. Just take what you got.
Take.
And that's in the play calling as well. We'll be back with the 4th quarter after this. Welcome back to Dallas. And this 3rd game of the NFL kickoff weekend presented by New Era. Birmingham won the opener last night. St. Louis won earlier today. And so the Dallas Renegades trying to become the 3rd team to go 1-0 to start this campaign.
Hey, man.
Colton Thieker from 41 yards out. He just made his last 2 field goal attempts after missing the first. Good from 51 and 26. Let's see what he does from 41 out. And he misses. Well, a rare offensive possession with no points. They had scored 5 straight possessions, had Dallas. So it stays at 33-11. Let's check in with Jake.
All right, Austin, we kind of assumed, but I wanted to verify. Are you having fun out there?
Yeah, we're having a good time. And when the clock's over, we'll be really, like, I can smile a little more, but yeah, I'm having a good time.
Just for your information, you're 19 yards away from the UFL record. But that aside, you recently became a father. Your wife is in the NICU with 2 newborns. You got a message for them?
Oh, man, Tatum and Beckham, I love you guys so much. You guys are doing so great. I told myself if I had an opportunity to say something on TV, I would. I don't know if anybody from Baylor University Medical Center is, watching this, but, if you are, the nurses in Antepartum, the nurses in the L&D, the nurses in NICU, and all the doctors, you guys have been this has been a really tough 3 weeks for us. I don't think people realize that, and more so my wife. My wife's a freaking soldier. I've just been watching her be amazing. I want them to get national recognition for what's been going on, because I'm gonna try not to get emotional, but my wife and my daughters already are the strongest 3 people I know. So I'm just very blessed. The Lord has blessed us. It's been a crazy 3 weeks, but the Lord has really protected us and blessed us. So it's been good.
Well, congratulations to you and your wife.
Monday.
Now, he tried not to get emotional, but you can see he would. I was. And it's a reminder.
What a message to those hardworking folks down at Baylor Medical Center.
People in the medical profession, nurses,
Hey, Willie!
They're the best of our society. They really are.
And especially when you're in that position and, you have children and you feel so helpless, and those professionals just taking over and taking care of the situation. So well done down there, and certainly keeping Hunter and Austin, and his wife and their girls in our prayers.
And football obviously is secondary to the real world, but it says something about Austin as well. Going through all of that the last 3 weeks, he said, and then coming out here, his first start. He just found out on Tuesday he was going to start, and potentially having a chance to set the record here. He's only 19 yards away from the most passing yards in UFL history in a very good performance today. They're able to compartmentalize compartmentalize, which is what Houston's doing right now, and that's Jonathan Kirkland. Jontre Kirkland, 37 yards on the reception.
Yeah, a really nice route here. So he's going to go up and over, and a little miscommunication now on the Dallas side where they don't pass it off. So you see a little rub route over the middle of the field, and Jontre Kirkland is a guy that they're going to need to find a way to get involved into this offense moving forward this year. He's too explosive, and he's too good of a receiver. He needs to touch the football at least, I would say, 6 or 7 times a game, and up until now, that's only his second catch.
Jalen White. He's going to be stopped right about the line of scrimmage. Maybe a yard on the play. Quintario Cole was the first guy to get there.
See the look Austin gave Jake? It was like a pitcher in the dugout.
Yes.
Like, did you just talk about the no-hitter?
As soon as he said it.
Slipper naked right. We got X over G corner on the right. X over G corner.
It was. As soon as he said you're 19 yards away, he looked at him like, dude, come on.
What are we doing?
Under. Ready.
First red zone possession for Houston today. Deckers had to throw that one away as he was feeling heat.
Good rush right there. That was Tashawn Bauer. Played his college ball at LSU. Played for Houston a year ago. Now on the opposite side, he had 7 tackles for loss, 4 sacks a year ago. You can see he just puts pressure right away. Deckers is trying to get out to the right side, unable to do that because of that edge pressure from Bauer, and then basically just has to throw it away.
Spent some time in the NFL with the Vikings, Patriots, Raiders.
Ready.
Blitz coming. And once again, stopped before he's able to get to the goal line is Marcus Youngs.
Right. Got to go for it here with this deficit, 33-11. There's still a lot of time, you know. Like, we've seen these UFL games, they can flip in a hurry. You've obviously got a chance to go for 3 as well, you know, so you can minimize possessions that way after a score.
Long field goals of 60 yards or more worth 4 points. So there are ways to get back in it, but you got to score first. Deckers, no. Incomplete. Jalen Moreno Cropper was the intended receiver, and he got shut down right away by Sean Wade. And so Renegades come up with the stop, and they keep Houston off the scoreboard. Earlier today, the defending champion DC Defenders saw history made as Matt McCrane kicked the first 4-point field goal in UFL history from 60 yards out. 60 or more gets you 4 points in this league, but it wasn't enough. Tyler Neville with a reception from Brandon Silvers, the only touchdown St. Louis scored in the 4th quarter, the only one they scored of the game, and that was enough. They knocked off DC 16-10. We mentioned Birmingham getting the win last night. On the road over Louisville, A.J. McCarron, their head coach, winning in his debut for St. Louis. Same story for Ricky Prohl as head coach.
I just love that we had a 4-pointer to kick things off here on opening weekend. How cool is that, right? It reminds me of a couple of years ago. Remember Jake Bates for Detroit in the UFL? He kicked, what was it, like 62 or 63-yarder?
And that got it going, exactly. Now he's the kicker for the Detroit Lions. Deep in their own territory.
Easy.
Lorenzo Lingard just trying to get him a little bit more room.
The only knock against Dallas today is that they haven't run the football all that great. In fact, you look up, they've got 22 carries for 55 yards. That's only 2.5 per carry.
Ex-Dover topper on the turbo already. What is that? Goalie. Hey, be ready on the ball. Be ready on the ball. Hey, we got to go.
Take the handoff. Reed, all kinds of time. Contact in the secondary. So far, no flag. Pass intended for Tyler Vaughn. Quentin Newsom there on the coverage.
Yeah, I think Newsom gets away with one here. Rick Neuheisel's not going to be happy with this because this is the crossing route. So it's coming around from the offense's right. And you can see it's wide open right there. And then right there you see a lot of contact right through the play. And now the officials are going to be looking for him to turn the wide receiver and hamper his ability to make that catch. That one was close. They've been letting him play all day long. You can see Neuheisel and the rest of the Renegades on the sideline just begging for a flag.
They don't get it.
Turbo
It's 3rd and 9.
Big. You got
Caught, 1st down. I mean, that pass looked like it was a little bit behind Curtis Hodges. Made the nice catch. 18 yards in the 1st.
I tell you, the adjustment that Hodges makes on that ball was tremendous. You're right. It was just a little bit behind him over the middle. Good protection, by the way. Man, that is not a good feeling as a quarterback sitting in the pocket and having to hold the ball. Running that back shoulder, and they're able to get themselves away from the goal line. Rick Neuheisel loving that play on 3rd down.
We're good. Ties the UFL record for most passing yards in the game. Adrian Martinez set it back in 24, and right now,
I see you, Major. I see you, brother.
exactly at 369 yards.
Right.
What'd you say, brother?
Trio right. Indy Brady.
I was in Chicago with him, Major. So I know him, Major. I know him better than anybody. Major. I ain't want to hear none of that, bro.
What are you doing?
Hey, it's awesome to see you healthy.
Man, it's good to see you out there.
Oh, you got me there, bro. Come check me.
Yo, you keep saying my number. You sound like a fan. And you in regular clothes. I hate that outfit. I hate that corny-ass outfit.
Keon Bars coming over the sideline. You don't want to annoy anybody.
We're going to snap this around 5, all right?
But I tell you what, Austin Reed reminds me
Indy Brady.
of Brett Favre a little bit.
All right.
Like the personality, talking to defenders. Hey, buddy, it's good to see you.
No, I know him. I can talk trash to him. We were in Chicago together.
Brady on the turbo.
He's got the little gunslinger about him where he's able to forget whatever happened the last play.
That's right.
He's got a
Here we
little
go.
bit of that in him.
Tags. Gotta go. Turbo set. Hell yeah, set.
Lingard fighting and gets the first. What effort. They may not have put up a lot of yards on the ground today, but they've done it when necessary.
I'll tell you, that one was Seth Green, though. Seth Green comes across the formation, coming right at you. Watch 87, and this block right in front, bang, and he blocks the only bright spot for Houston so far today, Malik Fisher, 92. Malik Fisher has got 5 tackles, 2 for loss, a sack. He broke up a pass, batting it down at the line of scrimmage. But that block by Seth Green is what allowed that play to have a little bit of life and ultimately get the line to gain.
Hey, gotta go. Turbo side.
Right, hit him.
Lingard again.
Good shit, bro.
Maybe half a yard on the play.
Come on, 90, get up, boy. Get up, boy. He cramping. He got it. I'm gonna keep rolling.
Sharp Barnes still down, defensive lineman for Houston.
So we're getting information now that Luis Perez, the backup, really longtime quarterback here for the Renegades, won a championship with them here in the XFL. He's getting loose to possibly come in for Austin Reed.
Yeah.
Austin Reed needs 1 yard for the UFL passing record.
Okay, let's go.
I love it. I love it.
Oh, here we go. That's amazing.
You're getting pulled from the game.
1 or 2 yards.
What? You need 1 yard? All right, let's go.
Left. Penthouse Brady on the turbo. Ready?
I'm going to bet it's a pass
go left,
play.
Go left. You're left going left.
Yo, flash!
Here we go. White 80.
They got the back out of the backfield if they want it.
Turbo set.
They got him in the flat if they want it. There it is. Boom. And
he got 1 yard.
He got the yard.
He got the 1 yard he needed for
there it is.
Most in the brief history of the UFL.
I told you they had the back out of the backfield if they want it.
And there's another injured Houston player down. 370 yards, 3 touchdowns, and now you've earned your rest, young man.
Yeah?
We'll be back.
I'm not going to act like I don't care.
Today's game is sponsored by Ace, the helpful place. I'll tell you what, Austin Reed has been so good, he picked up another passing yard during the break. They actually respotted the ball, gave him a 2-yard completion on that last one, so now he's at 371, which is still the record. What a debut for the kid.
We'll just see where it goes.
And you saw him talking on the sideline with Rick Neuheisel, so this is probably his final series.
Now you're going to start it again?
Yeah, we're just going to correct everything. So now we're at 35.
All right, we're going to let it. Okay, good.
So they need to reset the clock.
Let it roll. Let it roll. Stay right there.
I got you there. I got you there.
In no hurry. There's Luis Perez.
Man, they probably
the king
got
of
some
spring, they
gold on
call
the hot
him.
mics in this game, boys.
He's the backup quarterback right now to Austin Reed. Had been the starter the last couple of seasons in Dallas, including
on the turbo.
during that championship
On the
run a couple
turbo.
of years ago.
Let's go green travel 51 shell X on the turbo. Ready? Here we go. Here we go. Gotta go. Gotta go. Gotta go. Turbo set.
Reed adds to his record. Not enough for a first down as Tyler Vaughns makes the catch and bring up fourth down. But most likely that's the day for Austin Reed, and what a day.
He was outstanding. I mean, he really was. You know, and the entire offense was. He's got a really good group of wide receivers around him. Tyler Vaughns is a special player.
Yeah.
You know, he really is. And Greg Ward, you can tell the type of...
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, God. Thank you, Jesus.
Greg Ward is a guy
Appreciate you.
that I think could have a big year because he really understands the game. Former quarterback, played a lot in the NFL, you know, understands spacing. And this is clearly an offense that can have a lot of success, but I don't want to overshadow the fact, you know, they've given up 11 points, but the touchdown was on a kickoff return.
Exactly.
This defense, Kurt, I think it's the best defense in the UFL.
The defense gave up a field goal, and that's it. First punt of the day for Dallas. Brendan Hall with the big kick. On his keys with the return. So Austin Reed celebrates with his team as they are in control. His day is done. 375 yards, 3 touchdowns, and on his way to his first victory. All right, Houston takes over after the first punt by Dallas today. Hunter Decker's still in at quarterback. That's caught by Jeffrey Cricket.
Empty right, 50, all go special. XL. Go.
You're going to get 4 verticals here. They call it special because you've got a 3-by-1. So he bends across, he goes up, he's here. This ball really should probably go to that seam. There's the seam.
And it does to the tight end Cam Sutton. And Sutton makes a move.
Rush four. Hey, fix left.
Big gain of 31 yards for the Gamblers.
Hey, fix left. Fix left, 23, bingo.
Happened. They should have been.
Michael Amber, the defensive coordinator.
In Dallas territory, out of the backfield, Kirk Merritt. Short pickup of about 3 yards.
Well, I'll tell you, this defense, they have a pick 6. They've only allowed 3 points. You know, so they've been outstanding. 4 is the coverage, so being a quarters coverage here, that means...
They've also got 2 sacks and 2 picks. There's some contact early, doesn't matter. Ball was caught. And that's Sutton, the tight end again.
So 4, it's an interesting technique. The safeties are in what's called a pattern read on the number 2 release. And that means that if the number 2 release goes vertical, like this, then the safeties take them. If they don't, then they fall off into the number 1 wide receiver.
Deckers picking up with Kirkland again. 12 yards on the first. It's only week 1, heading obviously into week 2 next week. Nolan Henderson was the starter to begin the year. Can Deckers do enough, you think, in this remaining time to win the job as a starter?
I mean, I think he might have already done that, Kurt. You know, he's 16 of 23, 202 yards. Meanwhile, Henderson was 3 of 9 with 2 picks. You know, so I think it was pretty clear just by the play on the field that moving forward, Deckers moved the football a lot more efficiently, and certainly on this series, he's getting the ball down the field.
And incomplete. LaRon Winningham tried to one-hand it. That was about the only way he was going to be able to bring it in. He just couldn't get it done.
I tell you, that was tight coverage, and Deckers is trying to put this ball in a very tight window, and he almost gets it done. Look at that. It's right out there, outstretched arm, and he almost brings that one back in. That would have been an insane catch.
Let's go. Let's go.
Maybe not quite Omar Cooper in the back of the end zone at Penn State, but certainly good, Kurt.
Ready. Yeah, it would have been.
Ready.
Because Chris Steele had pretty good coverage. Dump. And that's caught by Justin Hall. Forward progress should give him the first down.
Yeah, Hall's a good player. They're going to have to find a way. Kirkland and Hall, they've got to impact the game early. They need to impact the game often, and that certainly wasn't the case here today.
All right, we got timeout right before the 2-minute warning.
Come on. Let's get in the end zone. Come on. That's me. I got to put it on the back of your head. Take the time out here.
So you got back-to-back. You with me?
Yeah, what are we thinking here?
All right. Here, what do you got? First down. Here we go.
Hey, snug right on 52, Sin City, on one, ready? Sin City, snug right on.
Houston trying to get its first offensive touchdown of the day.
Snug right on.
After Dallas just scored time and time again on a record-setting day for Austin Reed at quarterback.
And Tyler Vaughn's had a huge day as well. Decker's probably earning this starting gig here with the Gamblers. Certainly playing well here down the stretch. This has been their best offensive series by far.
Ready.
First and goal. Yarns going to be stopped right at the 3-yard line, and that'll take us to the 2-minute warning. Houston trying to punch it in the end zone for the first time today, and a day that's been all Dallas. Inside 2 minutes, Dallas with the lead. Houston trying to score an offense for the first time. Not only do they need to score, they need to do it quickly if they want to have any chance. From the 3, Deckers on the keeper. Faked his way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Come on.
Nice little pump fake there when he got onto the edge. He just froze Sean Wade, number 24. Every quarterback coach will tell you, you get on the edge, those defenders, you give them a quick pump fake, and they'll just freeze. Watch right here. Little pump fake. You can see Sean Wade kind of jumps for it, and he's able to just saunter into the end zone for a touchdown. Finally, a little bit of positivity here offensively for Houston. That's certainly going to be beneficial for them moving forward. And remember now they've got a 2-point attempt, and then they'll likely go to the 4th and 12. Remember, rather than an onside kick, traditionally, you've got a 4th and 12 snap. If you convert, you keep the football, and that's certainly what we'll probably see here moving forward.
We'll see if they get the 2-point conversion first. And incomplete. Intended for Winningham. Nice job by J.D. Harris to break it up. So they get a little closer. Down by 16 now, which is still 2 possessions. Touchdowns and 2-point conversions. They can go for it 4th and 12, as you say. It starts at the 28-yard line.
Offense is up.
If you get it to the 40, you keep possession. If you get anywhere short of the 40, you turn it over on downs, and Dallas would take it over wherever the ball is.
Offense.
Now, last year in the UFL, the only successful 4th and 12 was this Houston team. So they've got a little bit of precedent here.
All right, boys, they're going to miss this, and then we'll roll on.
I told him right hash.
Trips left.
And the only momentum that Houston's had all day has really been when Deckers was at quarterback. He led them to the field goal drive in the first half, and the only offensive touchdown just there.
This ball would be on the 28. We're
Time. Huh?
It sounds like Austin Reed may go back in the game if they're successful in stopping Houston.
Now remember, this is a do or die snap, right? So if you're Hunter Deckers, ball has to leave your hand regardless. You get any pressure, you just throw the ball.
They need the 40 to keep the ball.
boys out there.
Hey, this is 4 minutes.
Rick Neuheisel
4 minutes.
will look for his offense. Just
No one
run
goes
the
out of
clock
bounds.
and finish with the victory.
Hey,
Yeah, so nobody out of bounds. You know, you got to hold on to the football, obviously. Got to get one first down with Houston having 2 timeouts.
And you've got the ball at the Houston 28.
Number 5, you was like, I don't know how that.
So they do put Reed back in at quarterback.
180. Wait, he said, huh? Turbo set.
And they're just going to hand it off. That was Merriweather with the run. Houston going to start using those timeouts.
All right, let's take a look at Austin Reed's day. You know, they started out pretty hot and they ended hot. You know, there was really no point where they took the foot off the gas. This was the first possession. Beautiful job manipulating the pocket. He scoots up, finds that big completion to Tyler Vaughns. This is a nice job with pressure in his face. He's able to dump it off to the tight end and have a nice little completion. This was right after halftime. First snap, first down, third quarter, first possession of the third quarter. Greg Ward Jr. right down the middle of the field on the RPO, the run pass option. And that's part of what led to a UFL record-setting day for Austin Reed. 26 of 40 for 375 yards and 3 touchdowns. What a day for Austin Reed.
And in command of the offense all the way. Again, not just the yards, but lining guys up the right way, knowing when to get the snap off.
And by the way, big credit to Rick Neuheisel, you know, because this team was ready to play all the way around. Defense was fantastic. Obviously, they give up that special teams touchdown. He's not going to be pleased with that. But also, you know, what they were able to do game plan-wise with Noel Mazzoni, the offensive coordinator, just picking apart that man defense.
Turbo side.
That secondary for Houston just never adjusted. Oh, they're throwing. My goodness. Don't take a chance. Just run and slide. Don't go out of bounds.
And he needs to stay in bounds. He does.
Timeout? No timeout?
At least not yet.
Is all right. Is Houston not taking it?
Okay, if you're going to wave the white flag, why'd you call a timeout?
Here we go. You guys.
Maybe they're just waiting for after the third down play.
Aussie. Vic. Turbo set.
Merriweather. All right, they stop him short of the first down.
And there's the timeout. So now you're going to have Thieker come out. You'd kick a field goal, it'd be a 3-possession game.
Yeah, I'm about to be 32 and too much.
You got it, brother. Go do your thing.
All the championship odds coming into the season. The Birmingham Stallions, who've won 3 of the last 4 spring championships, followed by the DC Defenders, who are the defending champions. And then you have these Dallas Renegades, and I'll tell you what, after today's performance, they may move up on that chart.
Yeah, I would put them at the top now. I know that we haven't seen everybody. That's a good win for St. Louis. You know, it's certainly a good win for St. Louis, but this Dallas team is going to have one of the better defenses in the league. I'll be shocked if they don't finish 1 or 2 in the league in defense. And their quarterback just set a UFL record throwing the football. They got great wide receivers on the outside, and they have a very good head coach in Rick Neuheisel. So, and we've seen that with Skip Holtz. You know, you get someone that really understands what they're doing at the head coaching spot, and that pays huge dividends.
Thieker from 41 yards away. Makes his 3rd field goal of the afternoon. 3 for 5 in the kicking department. And it's 36-17 with less than a minute to go. Well, the Dallas Renegades are at home today, and they're at home next week, and they're at home the week after. The first 3 games of the season at home. What a strong opportunity for them.
Yeah, exactly. And I love it because the new venue, good energy in the venue today. Here's what Houston's going to have upcoming. They're going to be at home against Birmingham. Birmingham coming off of that win, then the defending champ on the road, DC. So a really difficult start for Kevin Sumlin and this Houston team. likely, you know, 3 of the top 4 teams in the league right out of the gate.
And they've got their home opener next Sunday on Easter Sunday.
Where? The ball's going to be
As they'll host Birmingham.
Okay.
In Houston, and we mentioned Ludacris performing at halftime.
Yeah. Fun opening weekend, man. We had a 4-pointer.
Yep.
Had some quality play.
And we got to see some good young quarterbacks this year, too.
Yeah.
Bean last night, I know Louisville didn't win, but he performed well.
Yeah, I thought
Austin
so, too.
Reed, off the charts.
I thought Matt Corral was good for Birmingham.
Yep.
Jason Bean, you know, we know about Jordan Ta'amu. You know, he's going to be a good player, obviously. Silvers is a guy that's been around.
Lawrence Keys.
And another big kickoff return.
That is the one place that Dallas has not been stellar today, is on special teams covering the kick returns.
Yeah, that's, you know, and as a coach, you're going to always look for those areas where you can still coach hard. Well, Rick Neuheisel has that opportunity with these special teams. That's a 57-yard return. They give up a kick return for a touchdown earlier in this game. That one was Jalen Moreno-Cropper, who took it back right after that Greg Ward touchdown.
93-yard touchdown return, a 57-yard return there, but in the end, they're going to get an easy victory.
Ready.
Deckers. You got to know when to fold them, folks. I think the gamblers are.
Yeah, there's that pass rush. Renegades had 27 sacks a year ago, led the UFL. Good up front, good in the secondary.
Special change. On the quick. Get set. Friday time.
For a second is there. Deckers under pressure. Time for one more play. Well, as we said, it feels like Deckers is going to get at least more of an opportunity, if not being the starter next week.
Yeah.
You know, his career, we mentioned earlier, started off his freshman year as the backup to Brock Purdy at Iowa State. Was there for 3 years, had some off-field issues.
Empty right, all go special.
Wound up going to Iowa Western after that. And now just trying to get an opportunity to play again.
Friday time.
After the incompletion to Winningham, time for one more play. And this will be the final play, most likely, barring a penalty.
Come on, man. Rush for it. Empty right, 50, smash, Key West. Empty right, Key West.
So Dallas will feel good. Going to 1-0, joining St. Louis and Birmingham atop the standings in the UFL. And a big hit to finish things off by Sean Ward. And that'll do it. 36-17. Rick Neuheisel in his first game as head coach in the UFL gets the win.
Nice job, Bulu.
Rick's got a good team. Looking for Kevin Sumlin. There he is. Said that was the rubber match. They were 1-1 against each other. And
hey, that quarterback, that second half, you got somebody there.
Yeah, we got to get some stuff fixed. Great job.
Hey, great job by you.
Great job.
Hey, always fun hanging out with you.
All right.
And you can hear Neuheisel saying he thinks Deckers has something. So we'll find out going forward for Houston. We know what Dallas is. They get the win easily at home to start the season, 1-0. We'll be back on Friday with more UFL on Fox as the defending champ DC take on Columbus. But for now, for Joel Klatt, Jake Button, our entire Fox Sports crew, I'm Kurt Menefee. So long, folks.